Hey, what's up, nerds? My name is Bubba Stallcup, and I am joined with my bestie in the whole wide Westie, Matt Wambier.
Hello. See, sometimes you don't say my name and I introduce myself, and sometimes you say my name, and I've just always got to be prepared for whichever it's going to be.
It's old what's his face over here?
Who'sies, whatsies.
Who-body knows.
Happy Thursday for those of you watching on Twitch. Happy whatever day it is if you're watching on YouTube. I hope you're having that best day you're having. Maybe Merry Christmas. Perhaps Merry Christmas. Because I was actually thinking like this, what we're talking about today, this could have been a Christmas episode.
Stocking stuffers,
right? So I'm pulling an audible. I didn't even talk to Bubba about this before. I'm like, this can be like Easter basket stuffers. 13 Easter basket stuffers under $13. Yeah,
I love it.
There you go. Hey, yo, thanks for that raid. Appreciate you.
Flat cap, dapper passer. I was hanging out in his stream earlier today.
How are you?
Much appreciated for that raid.
So 13, today we're talking about 13 games under $13 that you can stuff in an Easter basket if that's what you do. If not, you can stuff it in your pocket.
Or a Christmas basket.
Because most of these are small games. You can put it in whatever place you want to put your games.
A pocket, like a back pocket.
Someone else's pocket.
A front pocket. Cargo pants, if you got cargo pants.
Definitely cargo pants. I'm looking at you,
People
Chad.
still do that?
I think so.
Janko jeans? Anywhere in the Janko jeans.
If you have Janko jeans, you can fit a lot of $13 games in your pockets, that's for sure. Because those pockets go down to your knees.
Or lower.
Or lower. Yeah, whatever you want. So I hope you're all doing well. Like we said,
you're watching Matt and Bubba in the morning, right? We're the Beard Bros. We didn't say that, but like it's just Beard Bros with Matt and Bubba in the morning. And we are going to, every single week, we're going to come in and we're just going to talk to you straight about tabletop experiences and games and stuff like that. This is why we're here. And we want you to play more games. And so the best way to do it is just to give them to you. But when we can't, we're going to tell you the most we can about games that should live on your shelves or in your game drawer with some of these games or whatever it is that you do. Because we think that you need to play more games.
We do. And I know a lot of you have been reaching out and asking for a list, and those are coming.
We say too bad, get bent. It's not going to happen.
Write it yourself.
But we do this because here at Love Thy Nerd, we want you to know that, hey, we love you. But more importantly, Jesus loves you. And we think the best way to like help get that going is through relationship, because the burden of proof is on us to prove that, not on you to believe it. So take that with you to wherever you go and play games with people. Love them, befriend them, hang out with them. And any game that we talk about on this show, unless we specifically say don't do it, and if you do, we will find you and we will know.
You better buy those games. Caffeine, Caffeine, you can put the links out if you are available to. If not, somebody
I think
can.
All of these are on Amazon. Maybe.
Or support your friendly local game shop.
Yeah.
And if you're watching and you're a friendly local game shop and you want to sponsor this here Beard Bros, which we do weekly on Thursday, let us know. We've got some ideas for how that will benefit you and won't honestly be a whole lot of work for you. Just benefit you.
No, it will not. The work will be right here.
We will point people to your game shop to purchase whatever games we're talking about weekly. So let us know.
We've talked about wanting to like specifically point people towards game shops all over the country, right? We're a national show. That sounds like
international.
A way bigger. Super national.
Maybe
you may be watching on the International Space Station, and to which I say hello.
Hello.
What time is it up there, right?
It's whatever time you want it to be.
And so, but we want to point people towards you, regardless of where you're at. So if you do online shipping, this could be a space where you drum up a little bit of business. I know that I do have a game shop in my town, but it's more of just like they just do a lot of Magic. It's not like a Magic shop. They do a lot of Magic the Gathering. They might do Magic there. I don't know. That's up to them.
It's up to them, yeah.
I'm not there all the time. But my actual local game shop is about an hour and a half away in San Antonio. And so shout out to Night Watch Games.
Well, I'll also say shout out to Card House.
Redacted.
Empire. I'm gonna. we're going to get into this here list because that's what you're here for. I mean, you may be here just to hear us talk, but that's cool too. KY Redhead asked if there's going to be a game giveaway table or something at LTNCon. I like that idea. I know the idea.
You want us to give away a game table or a table that is full of games to give away?
Gently used games. They're finished.
I'll say this. I have this idea, and I have a couple of meetings set up with some of the people on the team. It's worth noting that Matt and I are not on that planning team. Like, basically nobody from LTN's founders are on the LTNCon planning team, and that's by design, so that we can start to empower the people that we're putting in positions of leadership and give teams an opportunity to move in meaningful ways within our organization. It's called longevity and stability.
I've heard of that before.
And it's healthy for our organization. So what I will say is one of the ideas that I've had is that we would have a space where people can bring games that they want to trade or sell or give away if that's what you want to do. We saw it at Tantrum Con, and I absolutely loved it. We'll have a whole bunch of different things that you can do with that, but that's kind of an idea that I have.
Long story short, yeah, bring your games.
But yeah, I would say bring them, period.
Bring them.
I'm not going to stop you from giving a game to somebody.
Right. Selling, trading, etc. You would better not.
It's like if it's got like coffee stains or like a sticky thumbprint.
Who cares?
I cares.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay, yeah, that's it too.
Hey, so weekly, Bubba and I give you 13 games that fall into some certain category. And a couple weeks ago, I reached out into our Discord server and said, hey, what would you want us to talk about? And our very own JC Phenom, I believe that was your idea, gave us 13 games under $13. And that one like just kind of jumped out to me. I was like, I want to see if we can do that one.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, I was talking earlier in our server, like I'm just kind of stubborn. I'm like, I'm going to do that one. And you're not going to stop me. So today, 13 games under $13. Not our top 13, just
not
13
even close.
Games.
But
just 13
great games though.
But really, we wouldn't show you not great games. So
no.
Now, a few of these are going to be repeats from other weeks because we talk about several different games. And honestly, like the games we talk about that you hear about, this fall into several categories. And honestly, if we bring them up a couple times, like hopefully it kind of piques your interest because we wouldn't keep bringing them up.
Hopefully
if they
you see the
games.
pattern that we're trying to do.
Yep.
You ready to get into it?
Hold on.
Take a swig. Hey, while we're swigging,
I'm ready.
That's a Matt's not drinking coffee, but he has a sticker on his coffee for this little bean of mine. Okay. Exclamation point coffee in the chat if you're here with us live on twitch.tv/lovethynerd, 10 a.m. Eastern time on Thursdays. And that's going to take you to a link to our friends, this little bean of mine, Brett Vance and Patrick Morrow. They have this wonderful coffee company, and there are 2 blends currently at the time of recording that you can get. There's an LTN blend. They have other blends, but I'm not interested in those. They have an LTN blend, and then what I think is the best cup of coffee I've probably ever had in my entire life, the Matt and Bubba in the Morning blend. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you right now, it is just a very good cup of coffee.
It really is. I need to order more.
Same. I'm here drinking this swill. This brown bag special over here when I could be drinking the good stuff. But
make it happen.
When you go and purchase that, there is a kickback to LTN, but it is not a kickback that we determine or anything like that. They figure all that stuff out on their end.
It's up to them.
It's more about you getting a really great cup of coffee than supporting LTN wildly. Okay.
And many of you watching have already purchased this coffee and you've loved it. If there's a way to review it, you should probably go to their website and review it or post about it on your socials. Like just get the word out. Like even if they don't get our, Matt and Bubba in the Morning blend, like it's just good coffee overall.
Oh yeah.
So make it happen.
We try to go quality. When we put our name on things, when we create stuff, Quality is very important and very important to us. So
it is true.
if you like it, you can thank Matt. I had nothing to do with it. Matt's our resident coffee snob, and so
you're welcome.
Yeah, he checked.
Oh, Avon, I thought you were Aaron this whole time.
Well, they look very different.
Well, it's the name. Okay, well, hey, let's jump into it. Now, we talked about this one, I think, at some point a few weeks ago. We talked about it a couple times. Love Letter. Love Letter is going to run you anywhere between $10 and $12. It's 2 to 6 players. If you go
depending
with
on the version you get, right?
Yeah, the older version is only 2 to 4 players, so they've upped some things in recent years. And I think you can still get the newest version that adds a 0 and another number in there for under $13. It's from AEG. It's going to be about a 20-minute game. The main goal of this game is you are trying to get a letter to the princess, or at least as close as you can to the princess. So you're going to have one card in your hand to start. When it gets to be your turn, you'll draw a card, you'll play a card, and you'll do what it says on the card. Now, this might be... Or else, like, this might be like compare hands with another player, and the highest one stays, the other one's eliminated. This might be guess the card in another player's hand. As soon as you are cardless, you're out for that round, and you're playing until a certain amount, like 4 or so hearts. You've played this game quite a bit, right, Bubba?
I have not played nearly as much as you have.
We play a lot in this house because it is one of those games. Like,
I actually don't even own a copy of this.
I own several copies and different versions of this game.
Yeah.
Because this is a game where, like, we'll play with our youngest, our 4-year-old, because she's almost 5. She's working on her number recognition. So if she remembers a number, she can remember, like, 8 is the princess, and I don't want to give that away. So, like, being able to, like, just play a card. And I mean, it takes a little bit more work to, like, get to the point where we feel comfortable with her playing, by herself. Like, but she's at the point where she knows what the cards are. She can play them down. This isn't about kids games, but you can play with your kids because I play with my kids. There are a billion different versions, and I'm going to assume they're all under $13. There's Batman. I just got.
I would imagine they're not.
Jabba's Palace. I have Jabba's Palace. I have.
Because that licensing gets expensive, dude.
Well, look it up. You spend your own money, okay? Do whatever
Unmatched.
you want.
All right.
What?
Unmatched.
Oh yeah, I know. I just bought the other one.
Yeah.
I have an Infinity Gauntlet one where you fight one person, it's Thanos, and the rest all fight against him. You're trying to, like, stop him from getting all the gems. Like, overall, a fun, easy game that, like, if you only have $13 to spend on a game, I would pick this one up.
Yeah.
Each game's going to be different because, like, you just have different cards in your hand. You get different cards in your hand. So make it so. Honestly, this game's in my top 10 just because, like,
easy pick
of, like, accessibility. Like, I can teach this game quickly. I can get it to the table quickly, and, like, you don't have a lot of time. That's not what this episode's about. But
we again, like you mentioned, there are several games on this list that were on previous lists, and this one was on the easy and quick to get to table list.
Yeah,
and it just happens to fit as a very cheap game under $13.
Yeah, I also want Batman Love Letter. I don't know what the difference is. I have a bootleg Star Wars one.
Vengeance Love Letter?
That was given to me. Okay, cool. That is Love Letter from AEG, and it belongs in your pocket or in your Easter basket or wherever you want to put it.
Your Christmas basket, yeah. It'll be inside of one of those Christmas eggs. And so
Christmas eggs, the Easter Christmas bunny. It's gonna get the worm. Hey, next up. Now, Hanabi is the game. Bubba has never played this game, and he's like, "What are those little dominoes for?" And I was like, "I've never seen those before in my life." Now. Like,
do you get it? If it's so, the dominoes are from the deluxe edition, and if the whole idea of the game is that your cards are backwards when you play, the dominoes are facing out in front of you, and you play with dominoes instead of cards.
Yeah, before was
get it now.
Okay,
total
that's
5-head moment there.
Well, we got it. So this game, you were trying to build a fireworks display. You're trying to make a run of 1 through 5 in 4 different colors. The big like, you're like, oh man, that sounds like any old game. Like, oh, you're just trying to make
1 through 5 in
make
5
a run.
Different colors.
Yeah. You're trying to just make a run. The big thing about this game is you never look at your own cards. You're relying on everyone else to help you because you're not allowed to just tell the person what they have in their hand either. There are ways to give hints about, what you can play or what you should play. It really is like, it kind of breaks your brain a little bit because you're so used to like, looking at your cards. It's like, did you ever play those games where you like poker, I guess you'd like put a card in your forehead and you'd like just hope you have the right one. It kind of takes that to the extreme where, you're just really relying on the other people to like give you the information when you can. And you only have 8 timepiece tiles that allow you to give hints. So you have to be pretty thoughtful about when you're giving a hint or, how many hints you are giving. So, not 13.
I think he looked up the deluxe edition.
Oh yeah. Don't get crazy.
Yeah, Hanabi Deluxe Edition is
not available on Smile.Amazon. Well, I don't know how much it is.
Just tell them you will give them $13, no more, no less.
Go buy your own game. Let's see, you're shopping. Don't buy that one. You can get Hanabi regular. It looks like for. Oh, here you go. You can get it from Card House for $9.
There you go. Not everything is Amazon. Amazon's not always the cheapest place to buy things. But
here, I will
all of these games, we promise you, and this was one of the things that we said to each other was, it's not going to be, we found it at Goodwill for cheap.
Yep.
It was, where can you get this sealed from a store at any regular time for this amount of money? So all of these things have been validated through Matt and I with very rigorous research.
I typed it into the Googler and I was like, oh, you can buy it for that price. Well, Chad, you'll have to come here and pick it up, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's got free pickup. So
yep, free pickup, Chad. So come on over. It's worth it. I'll pick it up for you. No problem. Yeah,
but if you want the deluxe edition, you want to play with dominoes, then that's a whole other.
Get a little bit crazy here. So this is Hanabi building a massive firework display, working as a team to get the cards laid out. Honestly, it's a fun game.
Yeah,
like again, like one of those games like you spend $9 on, and you're going to get your $9 worth because you're going to keep going back to this game and playing it over and over. So absolutely worth picking up. Okay, cool. Saboteur from Amigo. Oh, I didn't mention Hanabi was 2 to 5 players. It's about 25 minutes long, roughly. This is Saboteur.
By Asmodee.
Yeah. And also by Asmodee. This one's by Amigo. 3 to 10 players, 30 minutes. Now, this game's a little bit older. I think this one's been around for a little while. 2004, so it's getting on almost 20 years. Holy smokes.
Yeah. It can almost drink.
It almost can.
Yeah.
This is going to be a hidden role style game, which you don't expect from a little card laying game. You are gnomes digging in tunnels, trying to find treasure. So there are, depending on how many people are playing with, there are going to be regular old gnomes, like treasure hunters, and there's going to be saboteurs. The way the game works is you're laying cards down, trying to build this path. On the table, there are going to be 3 upside down treasure tiles, and one of those 3 will actually have treasure there. The other ones will be like rocks or dead ends or U-turns or something that turn you away. So you're trying to get to as the treasure hunters, the good, I'll call them not saboteurs. You're trying to find the best, trying to get a path to this gold. And as a saboteur, you're trying to stop them. If you get to the gold, all the people who were treasure hunters, they get to draw from a treasure pile. The person who found the gold takes a card first. You're trying to be the first one to 10 gold. So you just play over and over through the rounds. If you're the saboteur and you stop them, somehow like you block the path to the gold, then you get to draw. You and whoever else are the saboteurs get to draw gold cards. Honestly, it's one of those
public knowledge. Like who's the saboteur?
No, and it changes every round. It'll change every round. So you'll hand out these identity cards. You'll play until either the gold is gotten or it's not gotten, and then you'll shuffle and do it again. You play. I think it's until 10. I might be wrong. Maybe it's 3 rounds. That sounds different. That sounds good too. We'll say
anywhere
rounds.
between 3 and 10 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in there. You make your own rules when you play this game. But this game, again, like it's going to be under $13. It can fit right in your pocket. They did make a second one. I never played the second one.
Saboteur 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, Saboteur 2 Electric Boogaloo. Yeah.
Got it.
But like, it's one of those games, like you look at the art for me, I'm like, I don't think so. I'm not sure I'm going to like this one. And then you play it and you're like, okay, I can actually see why this game has like, think about games in the last 20 years. There aren't a ton of games, especially we'll say over 15 years ago, that like people still play, that like come up on lists like, like this, like, there's a reason why this game is still around. There's a reason why this game
evergreen.
Yeah. Like you just can enjoy it and play it. Like this is a game you'd pull out when you want to play with your parents who don't really want to play games. So like worth it. That
when we have, that's foreshadowing for another list that we have coming up. 13 games for people who don't play games. And so I like the concept of this. I never heard about this until you put on the list.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, all the games that I've seen and played and whatever, Saboteur's never come up.
It's always, if you go to almost any game shops, a lot of game shops, this is usually one that's right by the counter because like to them, like this is a grab and go game. Like, oh, it's $10. Yeah. I'll take one of these.
Oh
like,
yeah.
And
I'll roll the dice at $10, right. Like
I'm just guessing the price on that one. I'm pretty sure it's $10. Yeah. $10 on Amazon. There you go. Cool. So that's Saboteur from Amigo. 3 to 10 players too. Like you can't really find a lot of games that are 3 to 10 players. Like that's a lot of people. And I need those games sometimes.
Especially in that small form.
Yeah. It's just like a little box.
This has a very Suro feel, very like Carcassonne.
Way of the path. Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. I'm here for that.
Cool. Hey, next. I don't know. I'm actually kind of surprised I put this one on the list.
If you've not played past the pigs,
old leaning jowler,
dude, the piggyback. I mean, come on, guys! Like, this
game is it's pretty easy.
I love this game.
Yeah, it's like there are tons of different versions of this game in different sizes and different like. Bubba said there's a blow up version.
Yeah,
like
you can get like a pig
version.
the size of a toddler. 2 pigs the size of toddlers that you throw and they do the same thing.
You're basically shaking these pigs like dice, and then you roll them out on the table, and whatever form that they fall into, like you get points based on that.
Or you don't get points.
You don't get points. Yeah, depending on.
This is a press your luck kind of game.
Yep.
Think Farkle. Like it's very similar to Farkle. You have a point value that you're trying to get to, and you roll the pigs. And if you bust, or if you zero out, you see like making bacon sends you back to 0, like all sorts of stuff. Like you can go until you can't go anymore, and then you pass the pigs, and then it's the next person's turn.
Yeah, whenever I wake up in the morning, I always do a quick leaning jowler just to get the blood going to my head.
Just to get the blood flowing. Right?
This is one of those games, like, I don't know why I don't own it. Like, I just always play other people's copies. Like, but this is like one, like, it's obviously under $13. Look at that. You can get it for $10.99 here. I found it cheaper than Amazon price originally.
I bet you can find it way cheaper than that. It's 2 tiny rubber pigs. Like it's not.
I'll make my own. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. I do want to get the massive one. Like that would be really great for LTN Con to have.
Oh yeah.
The blow up pigs.
Oh, and then if you can throw a leaning jowler, you win.
Yeah, you just win.
You win.
You're closer to winning at least. Yeah.
This game, again, this is a 3 to 10 player game. Honestly, you could play more than that. It's just time. Like it's just time. Like how many people you want to wait for your turn that long? Yeah. Wait, do you play in like you just go until you're done and then I can't remember. It's been a while since I've played.
So again, like you roll until you bust, and you can kind of like pig out, or or you see that they're on the right, or you can lose your points or whatever almost immediately. It's the same thing as like any kind of dice roller game where you're trying to
you only go
points.
once per round though. Is that what it is, or is it like once per game?
Yeah, you roll, and then if you lose it, you pass.
Okay, so really you could play as many people as you want to. Just
1 to 1,000,000. I mean, just
yep. And if it's in your pocket,
mine is it looks like a case. Tube.
Yeah, yep.
Like a silver tube.
Yep. So that is Pass the Pig from Asmodee. It says 8+, but anyone can throw pigs. I mean, I'm throwing pigs all my
Anybody can throw pigs, right? What's a couple pigs between friends, And
it says 30 minutes again. Like you play more people, it's going to be longer than that. So it's really up to you. User beware. Cool. Pass the Pig. Next up is The Mind from Pandasaurus Games. 2 to 4 players, 20 minutes. It's going to be age 8+, which is probably about right. Now, Bubba, I have not played this game, but I've heard a lot about it, and I've played the next one on our list that is very similar to this one, I'm told.
Which, so shocker, right? Pandasaurus made 2 games that are almost identical and found a way to market them completely differently.
Well, one's a rabbit and one's it's a game.
So The Mind is a game where you're not supposed to, I will say, you're not supposed to communicate with other people, and you're trying to play cards out of your hand at different levels. You see level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever at the bottom. You're trying to play cards out of your hand in succession. It's going to vary differently from the next one on our list here, but if you don't know, you're completely oblivious to what you have and if it might be higher or lower
a different
or whatever.
Game, yeah.
Just go get bent in general. But no, I mean, like, you have these ninja stars that you can do that will like allow you to share information with other people, but you only have a certain number of ninja stars to use in each level. And if memory serves me correctly, you have a different number of cards in each level that you're trying to play out. And so, like, it's a really interesting game that is supposed to be like mind reading. That's why it's called The Mind. It can play really quick until you get to the higher levels. And I will tell you, I've not beaten this game with that many people, because we've played some games like this before, Matt, and we get pretty close and then it tanks, or we have to cheat fairly decently.
I don't. It's not cheating. It's my game. I can do whatever I want.
I'll just say we ain't qualifying for nationals with the way that we play these games.
This is again this is one of those games I don't know why I don't own it, because everyone loves it. In the chat here, it's Chef's Kiss, according to Chad.
Mixel says you have as many cards as the level that you are on.
Okay.
And so, like, it just... I like this game. I don't get it to table nearly as much as I would hope, but anytime I'm like, I need to take a game somewhere, this is usually one of the first games that I'll pull out, because it's an easy teach and it's an easy play. The concept and the strategy in it tends to kind of creep up a little bit, especially when people are like, well, why are we playing a game if we can't talk to each other? I'm like, well, that's part of the game that we're playing. Yeah. But it can be interesting when you're trying to like learn people, or when you play with a group of people that you know pretty well. When you're playing with strangers, it becomes fairly frustrating, but it can become less frustrating the more time you spend with those people.
Well, I feel like this would be a game I need to pick up, and you can find this one at Target if you're like running out for some whatever you want to target. This one's there. Worth the pickup, because generally what I do is when I'm going to a game night, I don't bring The Mind because I don't have it. I bring our next one, which is The Game from Pandasaurus. This game is going to be 1 to 5 players, 20 minutes, 8+. Now, we've talked about this one at some point.
Several times.
Several times. You're going to have 4 different stacks, 2 with 1s on it, 2 with 100s, and you as a team are trying to get all 98 cards from the deck and in your hand onto the table. Now, the thing about you're trying to go up from the 1s, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 100, and you're trying to go down from 100 So 99, 98, etc.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to talk about what cards you have in your hand. And if I play a 10 on one of the number ones, you can no longer play 2 through 9 on that stack.
Yep.
So you want to be pretty thoughtful. There are ways to roll back or roll up the numbers that are on there. So if I was to play a 20 on the one, if someone played a 10 on top of that, you're allowed to do that. You're bringing the numbers back, so you're allowed to get more numbers.
You can reduce or advance by 10 depending on which direction you're going.
Yep. The game is a lot of fun. This is one of those ones I will bring almost anywhere if I know people are going to be playing games, because it's fun. And people once they get it, they're like, "Oh yeah, we've got to get this one." Or
Let's
you'll play it
one
once.
more time. Yeah.
Usually, what happens? They'll play it once and they get it about halfway through, and you're like, "Oh, okay, we've probably messed some things up."
Oh yeah.
And what the rules say is if you get to 10 cards or less, like left, like in your hands or in the deck, that's a good game. Not often are you going to be able to get all 98 cards down on the table. I've been a part of a few games that have, and they are very fun. Like everyone's excited. You're like, yes, because you just don't expect, like, you get to the end and you're like, we have 11 cards, and until the deck has been gone through, like you're constantly drawing back up to 6 cards. You have to play 2 cards every time it comes to you. So you just keep going around and around. As soon as the deck's depleted, you only have to play 1 card. So you get to this point where you're like, we're not going to do it. Like, there's no way we're going to do it. And then you're like, they'll play like, well, this is the only thing I can play. And they'll play it and you're like, I can play this one. And you roll it back and you're like, yes, that's it. So like very like exciting and like satisfying game for under $13.
Oh, yeah.
Worth
Matt,
it.
you and I were a part of several games where we were in that very room screaming at the top of our lungs. Probably when your children were trying to sleep.
Pumped. Like, you just feel so satisfied when you finally like you do it and you're like, I've played this game so many times and we've finally done it. So worth it. It was worth the money. Again, you can find this one at Target as well if you want to. You're looking.
I love getting so close to cheating on that game that it makes other people uncomfortable at the table.
Right. You're not allowed to say what cards you have in your hand, but you can be like, well, I've won very close to 40. And,
I have the best card.
Is it the best one? Like,
unless you have a better card than me, which you don't play here.
You can be like, I have a really good card, which probably means you have 41. But if someone says, I have the best card to play here, you know that they have 30 or 50, whatever direction it is. So,
I have the third best card you could play here. And then everybody's like, what does that even mean? Just if you know, I'm going to.
It's 42. So this is the game. Pick it up. It's worth the play. Next on our list is a game called Star Realms from Wise Wizard Games. 2 players, 20 minutes, 12 plus. This game, it's basically, it's a mini deck builder is what it is. Like it's everything you need in a little box. Like you have a starting hand. You have each of you have a starting hand. You're going through and you're trying to reduce the other of your opponent's health basically down.
You're trying to reduce your opponent to dust.
To death. Yeah. I think you start at 40.
Shell of who they are.
And there are just this one, there's the base game, and I think, Bubba, you're showing it the digital version here.
Yeah.
There's an online digital app version of the game as well. If you just want a cheap deck builder that is like quality, this one is very good. Worth the play, worth the money. I think what was this one going for? Definitely under 13, that's for sure. $11.99 right now.
Bargain at any price.
It really is. I actually found mine at a garage sale.
Nope, doesn't count. Throw it out.
I think I bought it for three for 2 boxes.
I got mine for free, so that was well under.
Oh, okay, and the app is free 99. Okay, then there you go. That's even better. Absolutely. I think it's a fun deck builder. If you're trying to get someone into deck building that you don't want something intimidating. Like if I brought out Clank is a pretty big box for a board game. Wonderful game. I love that game, but it might be a little intimidating for someone who doesn't really understand deck builders or want a big box game. So if I bring out a small little deck and be like, hey, let's play this game here called Star Realms. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. So really solid deck builder.
And it's kind of a fast play too. Like you're not going to be sitting around for ever, like slogging through this.
It's a pretty quick play.
You can get stuck in any kind of like analysis paralysis with any game.
Sure.
But if somebody knows what they're doing, like you're basically just trying to match the symbols on the cards. That's an oversimplification of what's happening here. But
yep, and then you'll purchase more and get them into your deck, and
there's a synergy aspect to it. And
yep.
like
You're really just trying to plan for it.
It's a pretty fun game.
And Shane in the chat here said that there's also a high fantasy version called Hero Realms, and
that's true.
Totally forgot about that. But yes, there absolutely is. So if space is not your jam, there's Hero Realms. So
shout out to our boy Derek Funkhauser. Big congratulations. He's one of the freshest brand new employees over here at White Wizard. And this is his bread and butter now.
A wise wizard.
Well, but he's white though.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, with Gandalf.
There you go. Next one. Now, Bubba and I have personally not played this game, but we also can't get people to shut up about it.
No.
I've only heard good things about this game, and I've never had the chance to play it. But people love it. Now, this is like, it's almost like Slapjack in a way.
Next Gen in the chat already. I played this last night. Like, this is what we hear all the time.
This is one of those games where you're going to have a hand of cards. You're trying to get rid of your hand. The first one to get rid of their hand is going to win the game. There's a little bit more to it than that, but like, you're going to play a card from your hand, and there are certain ways you have to lay the card out, because you can't flip the card towards you and lay it down. You have to flip it out and lay it down, because what you're doing is when you lay a card, you're going through this rhythm with the other people playing, that you'll lay a card and you'll say taco. The next person will say cat. The next person will say goat. The next person will say cheese. The next person will say pizza. If ever you lay a card and whatever the word is, because it's this rhythm, like they say, like if you take too long or if you forget it's your turn, like it's not, you're going to take cards. So if ever I lay down taco and I say taco, everyone has to slap at the pile. And the last person to slap on the pile takes all the cards. And the point of the game is to get rid of your cards and not have any left. So kind of reverse Slapjack, if you will. Like, you're trying to not have cards. I guess I haven't played Slapjack in a while. Is Slapjack still a thing? I played it when I was a kid. You just go until
I think
the
it's
Jack
called
appears.
Slap Rock now.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. It has 2 expansions. I had no idea. People love this game. I can see why, because it just seems pretty, like, it seems silly in a lot of ways, but like not overly complicated. Now my supple wrists might not like being slapped by other hands, but
okay. So I'm again, just to reiterate, because I've never played, and that's okay. There are going to be things on this list that Matt and I have not played, and we learn things as we create these lists. You like, you're just saying taco, cat, goat, cheese, pizza. That every person is a different thing.
Yeah, like when it's your turn, you say whatever word.
But you're not necessarily saying the word on the card.
Correct. But if the word you say matches what's on the card, that's when the slapping happens.
Slapping happens.
Now, there are also some...
That should be the catchphrase for this game. That's when the slapping happens.
They didn't ask me. So there are some special cards as well. The narwhal, the gorilla, there's like a hedgehog or groundhog. There's groundhog that you have to do special things before you slap. So like the gorilla, you pound your chest. The narwhal, you like do like a little point thing above your head. And then the groundhog, like you knock on the table and then slap, or it's something like that. So yeah, I mean, like,
crap, I'm gonna have to buy this game.
Sorry, man, it's under $13.
Here's the deal. I don't appreciate when you weaponize this list against me. That's just not fair. I thought we were on the same team here.
Hey, I tried to warn you.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't paying attention.
I was like, don't do it. No, come on. Not again. Oh, sweet. Well, it's pretty dang cheap in all places.
And you can't, like, you can go to Target and pick this up right now.
Is that where it's at? I'm
Oh yeah,
pretty sure.
100%. I think it's even at Walmart. Like it's
Really?
at Walmart and Target.
I think you're right. Yeah, I remember seeing there now. I'm seeing it here locally for $8.29, so it is a pretty cheap game.
Yeah. Oh, it's made by Blue Orange. Why am I not surprised? They make fantastic games.
Yep.
They're so smart.
You can play up to two. You can play 2 to 8 people. It's gonna be between 10 and 30 minutes, and this says 8+. But there ain't no way that I'm not gonna let my younger kids play this game. Like I just feel like almost any kid can play this. So there's also some rules, like if you flinch, like if you like go to slap and you take it back,
You get
like
2 for flinching.
you take the cards. Basically, you take the cards. It's just like there are some ways, like if you miss your turn or like you're not paying attention, you take the cards. If you say the wrong word, you take the cards. Like so, there's some kind of minutia rules there, but I think it just kind of keeps the game rolling. Cool. Speaking of rolling, we have like just about 15 minutes here, and we have 5-ish games. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And
next one we're going to talk about is Monopoly Deal, and you're like, oh man,
now,
what Monopoly?
Yeah, don't stop yelling
Come
at us.
on.
Okay.
Please. Now, Monopoly Deal, I would play over Monopoly 99 times out of 100.
Maybe 102 times out of 100.
Okay, all the times.
Yeah.
Honestly, like this game, I don't even know when this game originally came out, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like I had a copy of this one probably 15 years ago. Like, Bubba, you might have a copy of it.
I think like mine is so old it's in a bag. Like I don't even know where the box is.
Same. Yeah, mine was also in a bag. This game is going to be you're drawing cards, you're playing action cards, or you're playing properties. The way to win is you're going to have 3 sets of properties. Now, something to remember is you don't have to have different named. Like you're basically just matching colors. Like if this one says you need 3 purple, you do 3 purple. It does not matter if it's 3 St. Charles places, just as long as there's 3 colors. It doesn't have to be the different ones. So you have like a little bank pile you discard to that is like your money you'll spend when you have to pay other people from their action cards. Like pretty, like honestly, it took whatever was good about Monopoly, whatever you liked about Monopoly, and it made it way better in card form. Yeah. You can carry it around. I'm looking here. You can get it for under $7. So this is this might be our cheapest one.
Yeah.
We'll call this one El Cheapo.
El Cheapo.
That's what they call it on prices.
I would put a lot of money, at least one $6 game on it that you could find this at Walmart.
Yeah, nearly certain you can. But like just fun, easy. Like see a lot of you saying you take it to the beach and like you play it. So like it's worth. Again, like this game came out how long ago? Quite a long time ago. Like it's like one of those ones like just can keep playing it. Like it doesn't. Yeah. Okay, let's see. It came out maybe 2010. I'm having a hard time finding it now.
And we all need more games like this in our life. That you don't have to slog. People are already familiar with the concept of Monopoly. You may have a hard time getting people to play it because it's called Monopoly. But once you break through that wall, you show them how easy it is, how quick it plays. We're talking like 15 minutes, where a game of Monopoly could be 16 years.
Yep.
You can get in and out in 15 minutes with this.
Yeah. So it's been around for a while. Like just like I'm finding as I kind of mature in my gaming that I need more games like this. I don't need those big table hog games. I don't need ones that take hours. I need those quick games that are gonna be, hey, you want to play a game? Yep, I have 30 minutes. Let's play a couple games of Monopoly Deal. It's good. Like for $7, like it's 100% worth the money because like you're gonna be able to play this game over and over again, and you're gonna love it every time. So,
and I like that with this updated version, you can feel like a millionaire because we're dealing in millions.
Well, you're dealing in Monopoly millions. Cool. Next one on the list is Phase 10 from Mattel Games. 2 to 6 players, 15 to 20 minutes, ages 7+. I don't think I've ever played this, and if I have, my grandparents had it in a long blue box, and it sat by their microwave, and they never let me play it. I just watched them.
Yes.
So
Get your hands off my phase 10, you ragamuffin.
Well, they would play Rummy, and you told me that this game has like
it's very like Rummy-esque. That's even how it's built. Like phase 10 to me is one of my go-to, like I call them my BFGs, my boring family games, right? Like this is one that you pull out at a like a family reunion, or when you might be stuck at the beach, which sounds glorious, right? But like it can be a slog if nobody wants to go down there, and whatever. Like when you have people who don't want to play games, most people have played phase 10 at some point in their life, and it's pretty easy to teach. You have 10 phases. Each phase has a different set or run that you're trying to collect. It may be this many of one color, it may be one of each color, it may be a run up to this or whatever.
You cannot refuse to buy this game, okay? Sorry, you have to buy this one. No,
you have to. It's Well, I've already added it to your cart, so don't worry about it. Yeah. But it like this to me, I actually just bought a copy of this game last week, 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Because somebody requested it at our game night at church.
It came out in 1982. It's about to have its 40th birthday, just like me. So, I mean.
Speaking of which, it's also today, at the time of this recording, it is Frostbite 4's birthday.
I think he has this set up.
He turned 30.
Yep, there you go. He had that set up there. Those of you watching on Twitch, and you can see the chat there.
Yeah,
there's a
tell him
command
happy birthday.
Tell him happy birthday.
But tell him he's not quite as old as Phase 10.
Phase 10 you can get for $6, $5.99. In a lot of places. So
a lot of places, man.
I recommend trying to find the original version from 1982 because that's where the real fun's going to be.
Good luck. Yeah, I think that the cards are made out of parchment in that version.
Oh yeah, papyrus. This reminds me of a game I just played not long ago. Like just the phases. It's like I can't think of it. I'll have to tell you later. Something about Roy. It's another one of those games like you see like in all over the place. Like you're trying to. No, it's like. There are 5 suits in it. Like they added a diamond, not a diamond, a different.
They didn't add the diamond.
They added something else: horseshoes, rainbows, clippers, and balloons, pots of gold, rainbow. And no, never mind. I'll think of it later. But it reminds me of that one. That they probably are both old, like that. So that's phase 10. Next up, Guillotine.
Guillotine, yeah.
Guillotine. Hasbro games, 2 to 5 players, 15 minutes, ages 8+. Now, I've never, in all of my years, played this game, but it's another one I see everywhere. Like it honestly, Guillotine is sitting right next to Saboteur at all of the game shops. Like
everywhere.
Those 2 games, they've been around for so long. Like they're one of those easy, quick grab and go games. Go ahead, tell me about it.
Well, I mean, Hasbro picked it up, and so there's your distribution right there. If you don't know anything about games or gaming, children's toys, action figures, and that's like everything Hasbro. But the concept of this game is that this is the Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake, French Revolution kind of idea here, where the people are rising up, and the concept of the game is super dark, but historically accurate, where you're trying to behead the nobles. And so you're actually going to get points based on the kind of noble that you get. So you have a bunch of cards lined up. I don't remember exactly how many cards. It's kind of irrelevant to what I'm saying here. But you have a bunch of cards lined up from the back of the line to the head of the line. And whatever one is at the end or the head of the line, ready to be chopped when it's your turn, then you get that point value. And so you can see here that the general is worth 4 in the bottom left-hand corner. Super morbid, like the that's a basket, and they used baskets to catch the heads whenever they would use the guillotine, chop people's heads off. And then the next one you see. The gray card is the clown. It has a -2 because that would not necessarily be a head that would be important to you. And so each suit, like it's set collection, right? So like each suit has a different thing. You can get different point values based on whatever it is. And then also like you have cards that you're playing down that will be able to like augment and switch the order. So maybe you want to get the purples, like the prince and princesses and stuff like that, like up to the front because they're worth more points. And and you want to move something back so that it actually gets the next person in line, they have to deal with that because you're trying to have the highest point value at the end of the game.
Sounds like a mixture
love
of
this.
Love letter and
Head chopping.
Yep.
Yeah, slicey McDicey. I like this because I think it's a fun concept. I also like it because it was taught to me by somebody else. Like this was a game that was introduced to me by somebody who I would consider not necessarily a gamer. And I like learning about things from people who also enjoy the hobby. Less than I do, right? Like there's still so many games out there that we haven't heard of. And this was one of those for me. It was a long time ago, but
so many games I want to buy. Awesome. Well, I guess maybe one day I'll play this game as well.
Well, we'll see.
No pressure. Hey, next on the list, we've spoken about this one as well. And Daniel likes it, and Julia likes it, and Caro and Tom. They all like this game.
You know your best friend, Caro.
Yeah. This is The Crew from Cosmos. 2 to 5 players. It's about 20 minutes per mission. I think that's probably fairly accurate.
I think so.
Ages 10 plus, and also fairly accurate. This is a cooperative trick-taking game that you have different missions each round. So you'd have different objectives you're trying to complete. So the premise of the game is you're astronauts, you're striving astronauts. You're preparing for the launch. You're at the launch. You're going into space. I haven't made it beyond. I've made it to space. That's all I've done. So there are 50 scenarios.
There's a lot. I think
there are 50 scenarios in this little
one.
box. Yeah, in this one right here. And then there is another one as well. Underwater one. Like any classic trick-taking game like Spades or Hearts, there's a trump that like a trump card that you have in your hand as well. And you're trying to complete the objective. So it might be Caro has to take the pink 1, but in order to winning a hand with a pink 1 is going to require everyone else to get rid of their pinks and their trump black cards before you can play that down. So it's like a lot of you can't really tell people what's in your hand. You cannot.
If
you do one
smacked.
thing. Some missions allow you to share one card information with everyone else. So you put that one down in front of you. Which it's super fun. We played this just a few weeks ago, and it's great. I think it is 100% worth the money.
I picked this picture because it gives you a very general overlay of how the game plays, and we really want to kind of show you what the game looks like, how it's presented, and stuff like that. We think that's a very important piece, and this is from the rule book. So I'm going to walk you through this really quick, quick. All right, everybody is playing a card from their hand. The colored cards that are vertical, that are next to them, those are the actual tricks that they are trying to take. All right. So in this specific example, it's kind of hard for you guys to see, but Tom is actually trying to catch the trick from that contains the pink 1. So he plays the pink 9. And in order for him to do that, because this is entirely co-op, everybody else has to play under that, or like Daniel did, he threw off suit because he didn't have any pink.
Right.
So
if Daniel would have thrown a black card down, he would have won the hand, though. So he has to also be aware of that.
So that's the trump suit, are the rockets, right?
Yeah.
The only way that you beat a rocket is with a higher rocket. There's only 4 of those.
Yeah.
So it's a very fun game. Again, it's little to no communication in it, but once the round is over, then you start talking about that round and what happened and how things were going and all sorts of stuff. So it's not zero communication. It's just during the actual round. There's no communication about it.
Yeah.
And if you don't have this game, I really don't know what else to say to you other than buy this game because it's fantastic. There's even a way to play it single player if that's what you want to do.
Yet.
So
man, it's like they knew we were coming today, and they're like, "Your games aren't cheap enough. Let's make them cheaper." So, Amazon, you can get for $10. This game's also at Target, and I think that's where I saw the price of under 13 at Target. I think it was like $12.95 there. But
well, Amazon is doing a sale right now,
that's
a massive.
What we're finding. So buy your games now, everybody.
Buy 2 get 1.
stuff them in their Easter basket.
Yep.
Okay, last game on the list here of our 13 games under $13, and most of them are under $10, is Go Trio.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Got Trio.
Got Rio. Got Rio. Yeah, it's Go Trio. And this is the portable version of another game called O Trio. Okay. And so
okay, it's all
remember O
sense
Trio. We talked about this one a lot.
Making sense.
This game I absolutely love. I think it teaches spatial awareness. It teaches like strategy. It's basically tic-tac-toe. All right. So this is a small clamshell version of this of O Trio that you can take with you. It's Go Trio. What you're trying to do is each player, this plays 3 players, each player has,
because the trio part
has a ring. The O Trio has I think 4 players that can play at a time, but it's much larger. Anyway, you have a large ring, you have a medium-sized ring, and then you have a peg. And in each one of those slots where you would normally do tic-tac-toe, you now have 3 different things that can go inside of that one spot. The way that you win is by connecting in a line the same way that you would with tic-tac-toe. But of your color, they have to be either all in the same. So just like you see in the picture there with like 3 of the one of the big, the middle, and the peg in one, or you can do 3 of the same kind in a row, so 3 bigs, 3 middle, or 3 peg, or ascending or descending, like in that order, like small, medium, big in a line.
Okay.
And so it creates multiple ways for you to win, and instead of just X's and O's, it allows you to think outside of the box.
Just O's and O's.
We legitimately got to the point, I've talked about this a long time ago, but we got to the point we played so much of this with my son Caleb that I taught him, if you went first, there's no way for you to lose in this game.
Is that true?
I won't. Yeah. Well, it's not a lock, but if you do a certain strategy, there's no way for you to lose.
Okay.
And so
tic-tac-toe.
Kind of like tic-tac-toe, but you can lock it in a lot harder with O Trio because you have to follow like the rings or the pegs or the ascending, descending, or all in one. Like it forces you to kind of spread your defenses too wide that I can beat you in the next move no matter what you do. So, but it's really fun. If you don't play that hard, get real sweaty with it, it's a really great game. Super cheap. Absolutely love this one.
Awesome. Hey, and that's our 13 games. I'm going to just, for those of you joining us, I'll run through them real fast before we head out. But don't go anywhere because Frost is going to be jumping on just as soon as we're done here. And it's his birthday. Show him some love.
It is his birthday.
Hey, going through quickly, Love Letter. And it's 2 to 6 players. I'll give you player count. Love Letter, 2 to 6 players. Hanabi, 2 to 5 players. Saboteur, 3 to 10 players. Pass the Pigs, 3 to 10, but more than that, as many as you want. The Mind, 2 to 4 players. The Game, 1 to 5. Star Realms, 2 players. Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza, 2 to 8. Monopoly Deal, 2 to 5. Phase 10, 2 to 6. Guillotine, 2 to 5. The Crew, 2 to 5. Possibly a solo as well in there. And then Go Trios, 2 players. But didn't you say it was 3?
3 players.
3 players.
I didn't. I just didn't.
Typo.
Fix it.
And that's our 13 games under $13. Most of them are under 10 right now if you go ahead and buy them today. But awesome. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bubba.
Yeah.
That's
hey,
good.
guys, we love doing this. I don't know why 13 works. It's ridiculous. It's silly, but it does. And it's perfect for us. And it's what sets us apart from other things as well.
So boom, take that, everybody.
Yeah,
Or don't.
suck
I don't
on
care.
that.
It's up to you. It's
Top
up to you.
tens. But we're going to continue to bring stuff to you. We'll let you know ahead of time. Matt's always posting. If you're not in our Discord, make sure that you do that !Discord in the chat. Yep. He's always posting the things that we're doing next. So if you have an idea of what we should do, a thing that we should cover, you need to type !producer in the chat here on twitch.tv/lovethynerd and submit that idea to us, and make sure that you click the little checkbox that says Matt and Bubba in the morning. Okay. And we'll find a way.
If it's not 13, we're not interested.
Yeah, get it out of here. Even if you just give us a basic idea, we could probably find 13 games that fit with that.
Yep, we got some ideas coming up. I think in the next week we're going to do 13 games for non-gamers. And I like that. I'm gonna do my best not to repeat games I've already said, but there will be a couple repeats for sure. So prepare your body.
It's always ready. That's my secret.
Okay, perfect.
But hey, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you again for hanging out with us once again. My name is Bubba Stallcup.
I'm Matt Warmbier.
And you've been watching Beard Bros with Matt and Bubba in the morning. We are not going to do a raid. We're going to stick right here so that the birthday boy, Frosty Bite, can come and stream for you. And you guys want to hang out. He's doing some sick giveaways. Make sure that you got your tickets and all sorts of stuff ready. You want to be here for that. But hey, if no one else tells you this, just remember it's true. Jesus loves you, nerds.